I'm going live here. So I'm Roman Brick. You might know me from my advocacy work on Facebook, on YouTube, with regards to family court. I'm here peacefully exercising my First Amendment rights. It's my good friend and fellow victim of matrimonial / family court, Eli Evans. I'm here to help the neighbors understand what is going on in the lawless family court. This is the sign. Finally shows that I prepared. Let me see if it can be shown more clearly. So again, completely peaceful. I've been here, I think, for good 20 minutes so far. Nobody showed up. It's great. This is still America, New York. People understand that's First Amendment rights. So no issues here. I came with the sign. I'm not blocking anything. It's a quiet neighborhood, and it should remain that way. Beautiful skies here in New York. I prepared also a copy of federal complaint that I filed against McFarland. So I distributed it to the neighbors. Case number 23-CV-3507 can be looked up on Pacer or any free public service. Essentially, this is just service to the public instead of going and getting a copy themselves. That's something that I am providing. Again, a couple neighbors came out and actually took it from my hand. No issues there. So far, so good. Nobody called NYPD. If NYPD comes, no issues. I will leave if asked. But it seems like prior events actually, even when the police officers were present, there was a basic understanding that the First Amendment actually protects Americans' rights to peacefully assemble and petition the government. Judges are part of the government, so it's important for us to show up. It has been done multiple times across the U.S. Has been done in Texas in Jeff Younger's case. Has been done in the state of Washington. Has been done in New York, I believe, in upstate New York, and of course the fairly recent events with the protests in front of the houses of the Supreme Court judges. That's no issues there. So people are joining. Excellent. Let me see if I can turn the camera. Hey, Mr. Mansour, thank you for joining. Hey, Michael. I saw Ronald. Excellent. Thank you. Hey, for those joining, I am in Janet McFarland's neighborhood, peacefully exercising my First Amendment rights. So far, I've been here for, I believe, 25 minutes. No issues so far. If there are any issues, I will leave if asked. But so far, it seems that the New York neighbors of the judge do understand the value of the First Amendment. Again, it's very, very quiet, very peaceful. My full intent is for that to stay that way. Thank you, Michael. So, thanks for joining. This is the sign. I know it's a mirror image. Before that, and I posted a copy of it last night. I got it prepared. So it's basically advocacy. Childless, corrupt judge Janet McFarland separate children from loving parents. This is not a personal attack, God forbid, on anyone. It's a fact. It's a fact, and I believe, and many believe actually. I did post a video by Judge Judy. She's a real judge in New York. That only those who have children should be family court judges. You need to understand the psychology, the dynamics. So it's a fact. Again, nothing personal, and I have nothing personal against Janet McFarland. Not calling for any type, God forbid, of violence, threats, or even influence. It's just advocacy. People need to know what is going on. And corruption, unfortunately, that's also a fact. I did expose the illegal donations, which are forbidden for judges. So that's corruption. Unfortunately, the CJC, the Commission on Judicial Conduct, disregarded the complaints. The CJC is a fake body. Nominally, there's no majority of judges there, but if you add the lawyers whose livelihoods depend on judges, this is a clear supermajority of judges and lawyers. So nothing happens there. Basically, they do accept complaints from time to time when they're completely egregious, impossible to ignore. The head of the New York State Judiciary actually retired abruptly after exposure. But as many victims know, basically nothing is done, which is what I experienced. So one other thing that I did here is I printed out copies of my federal complaint that I filed against McFarland. That's case 23-CV-3507 in the federal court for the Eastern District of New York. And I just I left it in the mailboxes of the neighbors, and a couple neighbors came out, took it from my hand. So no issues there. Nobody called the police so far. It's completely peaceful. Nothing extraordinary. I am prepared, still prepared, was prepared for any eventuality, but so far so good. Let's see. Any questions for those watching? And of course, I leave the live there. I already recorded one. I was trying to make the initial announcement for the followers I'm blessed with. Let's see. I have another aspiring journalist here. He's just a witness. This is my event. I'm taking full responsibility and risk. Eli.
Good morning, everyone.
So we're doing cross live here. Yes, he's posting on his page. Yep, it's very good. Yeah, I have a question from Mahmoud Mansour here. So can she try to get an order of protection against you, and she'll sign it herself? In my opinion, no. So she can potentially get an order of protection against me, but her jurisdiction, and we know to what extent family court, abide by jurisdiction. But she's a family court judge, right? So she adjudicates cases related to families, custody, visitation, down the line potentially. That's the career progression for judges. Termination of parental rights, adoptions. We know the horrible reality of the and the truth needs to be said. The child trafficking chain of custody or supply chain that starts in family courts, people aren't aware, goes through foster care, and then children disappear, declared runaways. But that's not her jurisdiction. Again, judges do whatever they do, but whatever they want, basically. But I don't believe that would be an egregious violation. So she can make potentially an order, but not it would make her a party to the case. So I don't believe that's an eventuality. And of course, she can call the cops. I might get arrested, even though I'm not doing anything illegal. It's completely within my rights. Even as federal judges, there was a famous protest. Actually, not once during the adjudication and when the draft was leaked for the abortion case. So no. Bottom line is no. It's a long-winded answer. Let's see. Yes, Michael is saying, keep on educating the world what these judges do to us. Yes, absolutely right. That's what we need to do. That's what I'm doing. There's no other choice.
If I could just chime in, James Kelly said it took 7 years for the CJC to remove a judge for aiming a loaded firearm at a litigant in the courtroom. They only did it because he continued to brag about it. Well, yes. Thanks for
yes.
That is something, James.
Yeah, James Kelly is a great advocate. He was an inspiration to what he's doing here. So it's these are, to some extent, these are uncharted waters. I'm in the judge's neighborhood. Again, I did my own legal analysis and research. I know it's fully legal. Judges are government officials. They are not elected in New York City. They're selected, which is a shame.
Well, the Supreme Court judges
Supreme Court
are elected. Right, the family court are
yes.
on the lower level. But again, once again, still public servants and still
Absolutely
you're within your right to protest peacefully.
Yes. And again,
like any
that's
other public servant. Like
that doesn't look like a protest.
Officials, city employees, just like anyone else.
Absolutely right. Yeah, you know, it's just peaceful single picketing, which is legal in every country. I'm a member of the press. I believe on. Yes, I believe. Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah. Eli is narrating here with me, so I believe I'm one of the first parents actually who got this in the United States. Maybe in the world. No, not to over congratulate myself, but yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you very much. Mahmoud is actually saying thanks for explaining that to all of us. Roman, we all stand by you. Guys, please feel free to ask questions. I'm here, so I'm interested in, of course, showing people that it can be done. There is when you resist any type of tyranny, there's a risk. I'm prepared for the risk. I hope it will not materialize, but these atrocities and the lawlessness and the violations of the Constitution have to stop. It's unbelievable what we've been experiencing. So see, Ryan is joining. Thank you. People can actually join me on video.
And if I could just highlight again, as I get more viewers, I'm here with Roman Rick. We're here peacefully protesting, advocating in the neighborhood of Judge Janet McFarland. She is a public servant, so Roman, as well as anyone else, is protected within the First Amendment right. Just like politicians, judges
Absolutely
are also
right.
elected, and we are within our rights to protest against them as well, as you can see.
Yes.
You can just highlight a bit more.
Yeah, so it's a cross live with a good friend and a fellow victim.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes, Lawless Courts, Eli Evans. That's my event. I'm taking full responsibility for that. Eli is just witnessing it, but responsibility sounds like I'm doing something legal. But
sign up again and highlight what's going on.
Yes, that's a sign. My live stream shows it is mirrored image, but people on Eli's live stream should see it normally. So basically, it's neighbors need to know that what's going on in family court.
Yeah.
So that's a sign that I prepared, not calling for any type of God forbid violence or threats or even influence. This is it's an exposure. A judge, and again, personally, I might even sympathize with the fact that she has no children, but there are plenty of other jobs in the judicial domain and jurisprudential domain that person can have.
And if you could just show what you handed out to the neighbors again.
Yes.
Another public document. This is a federal complaint. It's public.
Correct. Yes.
Anyone can view it on Pacers if you're not aware.
Yes. So thank you, Ryan. Ryan's saying good work, guys. Nothing illegal at all. Absolutely right. First Amendment. This is still America. This is still America.
We're not in Russia. Or North
yes.
Korea
Government tries.
Yet, so
not there yet, but it's getting there.
We do have a constitution.
Yes.
So people, please, folks, don't forget that.
Right. So yes, Ryan, I agree. Judges are clueless. You know, some of them know exactly what they're doing. Maybe the majority. So I was handing out to the neighbors here a copy of my federal complaint that I filed against McFarland. The case number is 23CV, civil case 23 is the year, 23-CV-3507 that I filed in the Eastern District of New York against her and her court officer Lavanko, badge 648. This is a public document and can be retrieved. So I made copies and I handed it out to the neighbors. Some of them actually, they came out or they were on the street. They accepted it from my hand. I probably should have prepared more copies, but I would say yes, I got around 25. Kept one copy in case I need to provide it to the DA. Hopefully, it will not come to that. So yes, thanks everybody.
Jay Kelly asked, and I probably could answer that. He said, "Does Janet McFarland attempt to close the courtroom to the public in order to prevent court watchers from witnessing what occurs in the courtroom?" And to my understanding, someone's coming in. To my understanding,
it's coming. We're not blocking anything.
It's a very small courtroom. So, in your actual court with the family court in Richmond County, they do allow She's been allowing that.
Yes, but it's much more actually nuanced than that. So what happens is they won't let people in if they are not related to some extent or related to the case at all. So actually, one victim invited me, another victim of McFarland asked me to come, and she asked me to enter the courtroom. It happened a couple of months ago, and I was physically blocked. So the same court guard, Levanko, came out saying, "You have no business." He was shouting at me, approaching, invading my personal space. The event that described my federal complaint, he actually attacked me physically. He did attack me. It was a physical contact. The second time that I'm describing, he was just standing in my face saying, "You have no business to be here," and they won't allow people to be in the courtroom, which is illegal. According to Section 4 of the New York State judiciary law, all court proceedings are open to the public, so they won't allow that. The doors are solid wood. You cannot see what's going on, unlike in other courts. There's no foyer, there's no lobby that you can pass through, so it's just blocked, so you don't know. And then within the courtroom, which is important, they strategically place chairs, limited number of chairs. Initially, they used the COVID excuse. They kept clearly there was more space. There was space for at least, in my estimate, 2 benches, but they placed 3 chairs. Even way after the restrictions were lifted, and they wouldn't allow people in. Now it's the chairs are less spaced, from each other. But actually, several times I had 6-7 people. I'm very lucky to be supported by good friends like Eli and fellow victims, and people were forced to stay outside in the hallway. And it's also done strategically in order to discourage public from attending. So people who come from far away, specifically to support a court victim, they cannot, they won't come again if they are there's no place for them. So.
James is asking also, were you allowed to be heard on the record before the closure?
Yes, but it does nothing. It does nothing. So they, yeah.
Yeah, and if you could just get, for those who are now watching, new viewers who I'm getting here and there, people are coming in and out, just explain your background and what we're here for. If you could just reiterate.
Yeah, it's a peaceful exercising of my First Amendment rights. Janet McFarland is a government official, and just as any politician, any member of Congress, Senate, people who are making decisions that affect the public, we have the right to be present. So Tara, I see that Tara is joining, is watching. Cindy, thank you. I think people actually from far away from other countries. Ryan is saying trailblazer right here. Maybe the goal is just to protect their children. The goal is to restore the constitutional rights. What is being done here is completely atrocious. So I already posted one live. My federal complaint is here. Judge McFarland ignored the fact that 2 complaints filed against me, investigated by CPS, ended with nothing. I was completely exonerated. The complaints were used as a weapon, like it's done in many custody cases. I started with a virtually 50-50 agreement in Seattle. The kids were relocated to the state of New York under the assumption that we'll go back to the previous plan. Hasn't been done. I had to file in court, and when I started getting my time back, a complaint was made, and under the guise of the complaint, as a pretense, actually the children were withheld from me. And even after I got this completely exonerated, the Judge McFarland refused to return the kids to me. She refused to schedule hearings on time, as prescribed by CPLR. That's a New York law, procedural law 2219, in full violation. Of course, dragging the feet is done on purpose in order to facilitate and enable parental alienation. Only after I went public, I've been public for over a year, recording videos. I'm blessed with large audience. My posts, I'm not trying to brag, but it's amazing how much thirst and desire and need and demand is there for truth about family courts. So tens of thousands of people. Actually, I hit a milestone recently with over 200,000 views of my posts. People see that only after when public. My time with the children was somewhat moved toward normalization, but it stopped. It's not, I'm a father. I need to be a father. I need to be equally involved. I'm not a visitor, just a paycheck, just an ATM with outrageous child support, and that's why it's done. We know all that. Title 4D, keep the kids away under any pretense, justify child support, tax you for being a father, being a man. Of course, women are affected, and it seems more and more so, because the government, we're under tyranny, doesn't differentiate. But that's what's going on. There was another complaint made against me, again similarly dismissed, and McFarland refused to admit the dismissal letter into evidence. So it's unbelievable, and so many examples. It just time after time, blocking court watchers. I don't get any jury trial. Nobody gets jury trials here, even though it's protected and envisioned by the United States Constitution, Sixth Amendment, the Seventh Amendment. There's plenty of materials that I posted. So again, peaceful action in the neighborhood. Beautiful skies here in New York. I actually have court, so please pray for me, my kids, everybody's kids at 11 a.m. I think we need to wrap up here.
Yeah. So I mean, this has been phenomenal.
Yeah, we've been here for about
able to peacefully protest here without any interference and within your First Amendment right, and it's amazing. So
yep, nobody came, no NYPD.
Yeah, he does have a case at 11 a.m. and anyone who can make it. What's the location?
It's 18 Richmond Terrace, Staten Island, New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So anyone who's local, who's able to make it, I know it's short notice. That would be extremely appreciated. But
yes,
can, continue to support and pray for him.
Yes, and if you can join, just words of prayer. It's it works. Thanks everybody. Thank you again. Neighborhood sign, copy of my federal complaint that I distributed to the neighbors. No NYPD, no court guard. Beautiful. This is still America. First Amendment still works. So it's an unfortunate example, but it's an example of what we all should be doing. Thanks everybody. I'll try to connect later. Leave your comments, leave your thoughts, ideas, questions. Thanks everybody.